Yeah. Hey. Hey. All right. Hey. Yeah, I mean.
So we about to take off.
Hey. Please do remain calm. About to run against it and with a little bit of soul, no times.
Welcome to Please Remain Calm. I'm Ben Gonzalez.
And I am Daniel Gonzalez. As always, folks, the opinions expressed here on the Please Remain Calm podcast are our own. They do not reflect the opinions of the Los Angeles City Fire Department or the Los Angeles County Department of Health Services.
And we'll be expressing some opinions.
Yeah, some
on
opinions
this
going to
one.
be expressed here.
Yeah. We are trying to be consistent again with the show. And there have been current events and events that have been going on like the whole time we've been gone, basically. So there's stuff that we're going to go back to. Like we'll do an episode on the fires and everything.
Yeah.
Obviously. But before we get to that, okay. So we live in LA.
Yeah.
As you guys know, we're based in LA. Danny is a member of the LAFD, for LA County Department of, Health Services, as we just used in the disclaimer.
Yeah.
So if you're, depending on where you watch your news, where you get your information, LA has had riots for how long is it now?
Fucking months.
Month and a half.
Yeah.
All right. Like,
Yeah.
was it the beginning of June?
Well, it's not only just riots, but apparently we're a full like war zone.
Yeah, we're under siege.
Yeah.
We've been invaded. We're being liberated. The Marines are here.
Yeah, they need the Marines. We need the National Guard.
There haven't been airstrikes.
Yeah.
They've stopped short of that.
I read that LAPD officers were taken hostage and beaten.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, it's something that another firefighter
Are you serious?
said to me, and I go, dude, what are you talking about?
Taken hostage.
So,
huh?
Yeah.
They tied them to a bird scooter.
It's funny, man, because
Hauled them away.
if you guys follow me like on my personal social media, you know that I post about this stuff a lot, and I've always said I'm a unicorn in the fire service, as I'm fairly liberal firefighter. So but at the same time, I'm fair and open to talk about it with anybody, right?
Yeah.
Or if somebody wants to engage with me on something that I post, I'll engage with you. That's fine. So yeah, I get it's funny, man, because I kind of, like I've said before, I live in kind of both worlds, right? Everything that I follow is more liberal, and my mindset, my worldview is much more on the liberal socialist side than the normal firefighter. But then I also live with these guys, as much as I live with my fucking wife and my kids.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like you're going to cut people off or anything. Like you keep a dialogue.
And I see, typically, just like you brought up, depending on where you get your information from, right? Whatever bubble you've created for yourself over the past 10 years since social media really took off, right? 10, 15 years. The algorithm has curated a media bubble for you, right?
Yes. And if you still don't understand that and you don't get that, you're seeing things based on what you interact with, and it's things based to bait you into interacting with it. So you're just like kind of like a hamster in this wheel.
Yeah. And then you're confirming by watching it and sharing it and commenting on it. You're confirming that bias for the algorithm to feed you more of that stuff, right? So typically you have to actively get out of that bubble, right?
Yes.
You have to make a conscious decision to get out of that bubble and seek out the news from the other side and how they are
and see how people are receiving the other news.
Yeah. So for me, I'm in an interesting position where Fox News is on the TV at the fire station all the fucking time. OAN, sorry, I'm going to try not to cuss.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back to that. OAN, Newsmax, those are on the TVs at the firehouse all the time.
Yeah.
Right. At 63s, it's not so bad because everybody knows that I'm, the way I am, and I don't put CNN or MSNBC on. Right. And so when I come in, usually,
they'll put more yellow.
A lot of time, we'll change it. We'll put it on sports or something like that. But a lot of times it's just there. And so I do consume that media to a certain degree. And it's fucking striking, dude. It's striking how much differently the news is portrayed on the same exact story.
Yes.
Depending on which side is issuing the news. I always said, I was just talking to somebody about it. Like that would be a good app to pick a topic, something that's a newsworthy story, and show the right-wing media's take on it, show the left-wing media's take on it, because make no mistake, dude, there is bias on both sides.
Oh, totally.
You know, there's the when you watch CNN or MSNBC, everything that they damn near everything that they report, and where I may agree more with their take on it, it's all done with like a wink and a like, yeah, what about this? You know, and when it's like, hey, shut the fuck up with the raised eyebrows and the winks and the giggles and all that stuff, and just give me the news.
Push things that are straight up bullshit.
Yeah.
Because it looks good or fires up, you know, their viewers or whatever. Look at this dumb thing Trump did or whatever. And like it got tweaked. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're mad about it on one side, don't do it on the other side.
But I've always said, like, or I was just talking about this with someone, like, we should make an app, dude, where it shows both sides of the media and then no bullshit, no nonsense, straightforward review of what this kid with just the facts.
Yeah.
You know, and
it's not like what Snopes is supposed to be.
I don't know. I haven't really. Okay. I mean, Snopes is like a fact checker, right? Yeah. I don't know. To show though, to actually physically show, hey, this is the Newsmax report on it. This is the OAN report on it. This is the, you know, Fox News report. This is the Breitbart story on it. You can have a list of them on this story. These are all the stories we plucked off the internet that have a right leaning. And then these are the ones that have
and the
left,
funny thing too,
and these are the facts.
You'll see that it's mostly the same story over and over, like the same talking point, the same angle that they go on one side and then on the other side.
Yeah, but it's all about where that angle is coming from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it acute? Is it obtuse? Like but it's all the same damn information. It's just how you manipulate it and play with it, how you edit your clips, all that stuff.
So there is all that information, misinformation, disinformation out there, but we live here.
Yeah.
So we like
not only do we live here, but we're ingrained in the emergency
like if
system
anything's actually happening, we're the people who fucking know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like for instance, the you know, the quote unquote riots downtown, the protests, the demonstrations, whatever you want to call them. Depends on what news you're watching, right?
Yeah.
You know, I was picked up a overtime day at 61's, show up there and they're like, hey, we're going downtown to the protest. We're part of a tactical
staging,
a tactical task force up there, fire engine, paramedic ambulance, EMT ambulance, and 2 patrol cars with 4 cops. Right. And we staged at Fire Station 4, which is downtown, literally 2 blocks away from the federal prison that's downtown where all the protests were happening. And we were there in case there was a call in the, you know, people think like there's a demonstration and it's just people just show up and the cops and the fire department is just like, oh shit, this is what's happening. Oh, let's scramble and figure it out. No. There's entire emergency action plans in place for these things.
They always know when it's going to happen and everyone's prepared for it.
Yeah, they know when it's going to happen. They have a general idea of how many people are going to be there. It's all planned for.
Yeah.
All these things need to be budgeted too. You know what I mean? Like the LAPD response, the LAFD response. You know, there's interagency stuff. There's sheriff's deputies on horseback. There's all kinds of stuff that goes into this emergency action plan.
And this is in contrast to actual riots. Yeah. Because we live in LA, we've been here the whole time. There are real riots here sometimes. Yeah. Every 30 years or so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And real riots aren't controlled. It's actual like lawlessness. There aren't police.
Yeah.
That's the fucking thing. All the footage you see of these supposed like riots, there's police everywhere. Look at footage of the real riots. There's no cops.
Yeah, it's scarce.
That's why the riots actually happen, and what like by definition it's an actual riot.
Yeah.
Does the police bail out, dude?
Yeah.
They know they're outnumbered and they bail out. These were protests. And protests happen in LA all the time. And like Danny
not
said,
only in LA,
that's
the basis of what being American and being free is all about. It's like
and both sides get to do it. The KKK can march through the same way.
Exactly.
You could have a protest at City Hall to free people that were taken by ICE.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's like the heart of what it means to be American. You can protest, you can have your free speech to say what you want without, you know, fear of being persecuted for it. That is what's so fucked about this whole thing, is that's slowly being scraped away little by little, right?
Yeah.
These freedoms that people agree on are like the basis and the greatest thing about being American are being denied to us basically, or taken away from us little by little by this new administration. So, Yeah, dude. It's funny though, because this isn't something new that we've been talking about, right? Like, we've talked about political shit. We've talked about the vaccine mandates and all that shit in the past, right? And me being ideologically different than the majority of the guys guys on the job, I've kind of had to like walk a tightrope of how I address and talk about this stuff, right? Because since the beginning, in my own mind, my view is like, what are you guys looking at that we're looking at the same thing? How do you take such a different view on this? Pick the subject than I have. And I've had to kind of walk that line because I don't want to be insulting to people that I work with and generally respect and have a good relationship
this
with.
is just like a disagreement thing.
The guys on my shift, you know what I mean? Like there's a handful of guys that completely agree with me and a handful of guys that don't. And we have cool, meaningful discussions about it around the kitchen table, you know, after dinner when we're collecting and stuff and we start going back and forth with it. It's the reason, like, if you follow me on social media, I call MAGA dorks, right? Because it's like the most childish insult that I could give to someone.
But going back to like you saying like that you watch it at work and stuff and how strikingly different it is on that end. Well, how I see it too, it's like they just think you're super gullible, bro. They just think you're like a big goober. And like, you'll just believe anything and fall for anything. Yeah. So all the stories are laid out like that. All the commercials.
You're talking about Fox
News,
like
OAN.
Yeah.
Well, all the commercials are like open scams, dude.
Well,
and
like
also investment scams, retirement scams,
and also,
Medicare
but that goes
scams.
to the heart of like what's going on right now with the Epstein thing, right?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, you know what? There is no Epstein list.
Yeah.
And they're saying it, and Trump is going out. Yeah. You know, fucking tweeting about it. Stop talking about Epstein. You know, this is bullshit. Obama made it up. All this stuff, right? They do that. It's not. They're doing that because it's worked. Over and over and over again. They
condition everybody to just live under that and accept that. Like, this is what we're mad about now. Oh, this is okay now. Oh, this is bad again.
But not only that, just blindly trust what I tell you.
Yes.
Don't look in it. There's no need to look in it.
That's literally what they're saying now. Like, I saw Charlie Kirk tweeted out like, I'm just going to trust my friends in the government. Like, are you serious, dude?
I mean, you know, and it all makes sense when you think about lobbying, you think about, you know, all these influencers are paid on both sides. You know, they're not doing it for
now.
free.
It's like just so blatant and out there. Like, they just think you're a big sucker, dude. So how much do you want to be a sucker?
And the more power that they actually grab and snatch from the American people, the more emboldened they are to do shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
To just blindly lie and say, nope, that's the truth because I say it's the truth. It's like every time they testify in front of Congress or something, you get Kristi Noem up there and it's like, hey, hey, your people, your ICE people are, you know, just jumping out and basically grabbing people off the street without a warrant, without properly identifying them. And her answer to that, I mean, there's video of all that happening, right? There's story after story after story of people being grabbed off the streets. It's not a question if it's happening or not. Yeah. But they interview her and she goes, nope, that's not true. That's fake news.
That's all they say for everything.
That's it. For everything.
Yeah,
it's so
the entire cabinet.
Ridiculous, right? So, like I said before, it's why I use the term dork, right? Because to me, it's like if you are just blindly believing outright obvious liars, to me, you're a dork. You might not be stupid, or you might not be like a hold on.
Turning your brain
you
off.
might not be you know, like a fucking hardcore MAGA who thinks as a racist like the majority of these officials do. But you are a dork for allowing yourself to just be lied to your face and blindly believing that shit without but Biden, everyone loves to bring up Biden, right? If Biden said something that was blatantly a lie, right? And I just fucking believed it because, hey, that's my president. He's a Democrat or whatever stupid reason I have for doing it, right?
Yeah, like, come on.
And then it comes out that what he said was bullshit. I would feel dumb, and it would completely change the way that I listen to this person or whether or not I believe anything they say in the future. And in my opinion, it doesn't matter left or right. A politician should never fucking lie to us.
Yeah.
Ever.
And if you get caught lying, you should never act like you didn't do it.
You should never act like you didn't do it. You should admit it and come out with the truth.
Mhm.
But you should never be allowed to be a politician again.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really
It's not that
what
crazy.
it comes
Yeah.
down to.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not a far out idea that our politicians that we elect to represent us should be open and
But
transparent.
instead, we
with
just
us.
accept the opposite, like it's normal. Like, oh,
Yeah.
they all lie all the time.
And we do it on both
Yeah.
sides, man. And you know, it's the same thing with this Epstein list. Like that's the talk of the news right now, right?
Mhm.
Well, you know, there I saw Tim Pool, he's a right wing
Yeah,
influencer,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Clip of him, and he's like, you know, if this list comes out, you know how many Fortune 500 companies are going to go down,
Yeah.
how many Congress people are going to, it's going to cause a crisis. Exactly, man. Burn the whole
dude.
thing
Like,
down.
how is that your argument, dude?
Burn the whole thing down.
Especially if, like, for the last like 8 years, you built your career on saying, "Oh, there's all these elites, and we're gonna take them down. You guys are but my audience is the ones that really know or really care." And now you're telling the same people, yeah, it's too important.
Yeah,
you get the fuck out of here,
man.
dude. It's too important.
It's it's crazy.
Yeah,
Especially
I would
when you're
love
watching
every company to go down, every I don't give a fuck who it is, dude.
especially when you're watching this administration like systematically like dismantle really like damn near every institution that we have, right? I mean, all the way up to the Supreme Court. They've been working on that for years, like installing people in there.
Mhm.
And all of that is coming to roost right now.
Yeah.
Anything that is unlawful that the administration is doing right now that is supposed to be checked by the co-equal branches of government, Congress and the judicial.
Mhm.
There's no checks right now. Everything is fucking owned by the MAGA movement,
Mhm.
including the courts.
Nothing is for people.
Yeah.
People are getting jack shit for it, which is why we're in this situation now where ICE is all cranked up, deportations are cranked up, because that's literally like the only policy position he has where he thinks he's delivering, and people who voted for him are like, "Oh, I voted for this."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though it's not really what he says, creating a humongous budget that's bigger than all the other
it's like bigger than the FBI, CIA,
for an agency
Like
that doesn't like solve crimes. They don't investigate crimes. You can't call ICE for help. You know what I mean? If your car accident happens and somebody like dies in front of an ICE vehicle, they're gonna keep driving, dude.
I mean, listen,
You know?
man, he's essentially building a top secret police force that can pick people off the street without a warrant, without proper identification, and send them to a prison in another country.
But it's just for removal. It's not like, it's not preventing crime, interdicting, intercepting drugs, all the shit that like they said ICE was going to do when ICE started. It was like to get rid of terrorists and stop drugs from coming into the country. And now it's just getting rid of the fruit guy, clearing out the car washes.
When we were actually stationed at staging at Fours for the demonstrations.
Yeah.
All my friends that I come up with on the fire department are all chiefs and Cap 2s and shit now, right? So, I'm saying hi to everybody. And one of my chief friends, I'm like, man, this is crazy, right? And she's like, she goes, yeah, my one of my best friends is an ICE investigator. And she goes, basically, they were told, she's got a stack of investigations, like actual criminals that they've putting cases together to deport them, that they were told to put all of that on hold. Yeah. That all ICE districts were given basically a quota. Hey, you need to rent. And that's why these basically like fucking run up and raid places.
Whoever they see. Yeah.
Whoever they see. Yeah. And Homan, the border czar or whatever.
Drunk guy,
the fucking alcoholic grandpa.
Yeah.
He's pretty much said as much.
Yeah.
That they're just profiling people.
Yeah.
If you look like,
because they got to hit their numbers.
If you look like you're Mexican, if you're speaking a different language, then the ICE is going to shake you down.
Yeah.
Basically. I don't know
because they spent the last 4 years saying that it was like 1 million, 10 million, 11 million, 20 million, 25 million people that are here illegally or whatever. What's her face say now? 65 million? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Nobody would bat an eye about deporting people that have been convicted of a crime.
Yeah.
That
That's
that
the
are here
funniest
illegally.
thing about them not going after gang members and criminals. If you wanted to, all the other immigrants would show you where the gang member lives.
And they
You
have,
know what I mean?
They
Nobody
have,
is more sick of the gang member that lives in their apartment building
they have
than other people in the
files on
apartment
these
building.
people. It's like
Yeah.
ICE had a function.
Yeah.
ICE had an important function where they were seeking these people out, going through the process of deporting them, all that stuff.
Mhm.
That function has been thrown out the window, man.
Yeah.
They're a different thing now.
Yeah.
And that's where all the backlash comes.
Mhm.
And it sucks because I'm sure there are plenty of like ICE officers that are career border patrol and immigration enforcement officers that are good people that do their job well, that are doing good work. It's this new brand. And dude, I got to tell you, man, they have to, and I don't know this for sure, I haven't seen any reports on it, but they have to have hired like they must be subcontracting out
it's
to
like
bounty
January
hunters.
6 guys.
Dude, they're
it's
like
just dudes, dude.
These like 350-pound,
Yeah.
fat overlapping your
Yeah.
belt.
Wearing fucking Avengers shirts from Target. And
Yeah,
shit,
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's standards for
Yeah.
ICE, just like any other.
That's why there's so many
organization.
impersonators now. Like going and fucking kidnapping chicks and fucking robbing stores and shit.
Wait, say it again.
There's all these like ICE impersonators, man, getting like
Oh,
arrested
yeah,
all
yeah.
over the country, dude.
Dude, you hear about that
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
And it's and that's what you're creating by doing it the way you're doing it.
And it's like this has
Not
never
only the-
happened before. Remember Cocaine Cowboys? The Miami police had to hire like 2,000 new officers like right away to
Yeah.
combat, the scourge of cocaine and drug dealers and shit.
Yeah.
And then they all wound up being corrupt and it was like record corruption.
Yeah.
They had to fucking fire everybody, pay out all these lawsuits. That's all that's going to happen now.
Well,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I mean-
like there's no vetting, then you get fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what they're counting on is that there's going to be no accountability. They have masks on. No one's going to know who it was, who did what. You know what I mean?
It's not that they're counting on it. It's that that's the fucking way it is.
Yeah.
There's no way you can't. How are you going to identify this guy that's masked
there
up with
is.
no identification on him? And shit?
there is though. That's the thing. So all these dudes that think they're going to get away with it, the same way they track you to pay you is the same way they're going to track you to expose you, what days you worked, where you were.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I don't know,
saying,
man. I don't know.
They find
It's
everybody finds out
it's
everything.
this
dude.
whole thing, man. This whole past like 6 months has been like shock and awe, right? It's just
Yes.
fucking do it.
But
USAID. You know what?
Especially the last
Just
2
get rid of the
months,
whole
so, yeah.
fucking thing.
Yeah.
The court's like, whoa, you can't do that. Well, too late. It's already done. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Hey, there's a court order. You can't deport this guy. You can deport him, but you just can't deport him. Tell us out. Well, fuck you. We already did
Yeah.
it.
They'll send you to Africa now,
Right?
bro.
Yeah.
That's
well,
fucking crazy, dude.
The whole thing is
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
So
It's
going
not
back to our riots though, okay?
But hold on.
Yeah.
The thing about it though, that is aggravating to me the most is that it's un-American. So you've got all these
Oh, yeah.
guys, these MAGA blowhards, dude, that are American flags over everything, fucking 50 Trump flags on their truck, all that shit. They're all about America, America first. What is happening right now with ICE, the immigration raids, the fucking lack of warrants, the lack of due process, trying to fucking get rid of habeas corpus, all that stuff is the most un-American shit that could be happening right now.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, for the American empire or whatever to crumble on the issue of immigration is just like
It's hilarious.
peak retardation.
It's
dude.
ridiculous,
It's the
dude.
dumbest shit you could possibly imagine, dude. And that it's being driven by a dude who all his wives are immigrants.
Yeah.
That he had to get over here.
yeah.
His kids are anchor
His
babies.
kids are anchor
You know what I mean?
babies.
There's dudes that he appointed to the cabinet that aren't citizens, where they haven't even background checked. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's got fucking like foreign lobbyists as a fucking attorney general. It's just so dumb, dude. And all these people, if they want to end birthright citizenship or whatever, all that shit. These dudes' parents or grandparents came here like in the 30s,
Yeah.
most of them, like Stephen Miller and all of them. It's like a lot of us, our grandparents, great grandparents, they were here in the 1800s, bro. Like we were already here,
Yeah.
here longer than you, dude.
Yeah.
So what are you really doing, man?
Yeah, man. It's crazy to watch happen. And then it's also crazy to feel like super powerless against it. Like even if you wanted to push back on it through like the right processes and voting the right people in and shit, we still have a year and a half of this left before
Dude,
the midterm elections.
I know.
You know?
I know. And see, so that's why I wanted to tie it back to the riots here, because like we live here and we're seeing the whole shit unfold now in front of us, where they're saying one thing is happening, where with our eyes and our experience, we're seeing that's not the case.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, that's not to say that there aren't protests. That's not to say that there isn't property damage, that there's not graffiti, that there weren't, you know, freeways shut down by protesters blocking the freeway, which by the way, is the dumbest form of fucking protest to me, dude. Blocking a freeway and not letting that shit happen. It's like, in my opinion, that shit does not help any cause at all, because everybody has to get around. Everybody has lives in this city, dude. And so when you do something like that and you block a freeway and you're causing like everybody, it just doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't help your cause at all.
Even blocking the freeway though is part of that thing where like they know where it's going to happen. They have a plan in place and where to divert and all that shit. It's still dumb.
It's fucking dumb.
It's not like a riot.
It's not a riot.
You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
This is what I'm saying. Like there's action plans for all that shit. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, they know when it's happening, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, for the most part, these things are a lot of people, but they're not riots, like you said. They're not violent. No. They start to become that when the cops start trying to disperse the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Then there's always agitators in there.
Yeah.
There's always like anarchists, throw rocks through a window. Now the question is, who are these agitators? Because there's been plenty of instances in the past with, I mean, we've been dealing with nationwide pretty much the whole 4 years that he was president last time. Right. And since he's been president these past 6 months, we've had protests like crazy because of Trump, right?
Yeah.
And there have been plenty of instances where there's agitators caught on film breaking windows that have been proven to be right-wing people that are doing that specifically to spark violence and spark property damage and stuff like that. And you know, if you took a psychology class in community college, you know that day one psychology, they talk about mob mentality. Right. And so a lot of times when you have a mob that big, all it takes is that one little spark. All it takes is one guy to fucking break a window and bust into the store and grab a pair of shoes for everyone to pile in there and grab the shit.
Yeah, and that does happen too. But again, like looting and riots are different things. And looting happens in a lot of different ways in LA. It's just a matter of how they
distract the fires too.
And how they they distract the police. You know what I mean? Like a big scourge, this is a side of the point, so I'll only take a second with it, is like street racing and street takeovers. And there's looting there, but it's just a matter of that the cops are distracted. They're not going to get there fast enough. It's just a thing that happens. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's because it's a big city and there's fucking, you know, crime.
Yeah. I mean, you know, but it's still fucking, it's still shitty. Yeah. It still shouldn't happen.
Yeah. But it's not a riot where you send in the fucking Marines.
It definitely does not call for the National Guard. The National Guard did not need to be activated and sent to Los Angeles, period, dude.
But how, and
then the Marines, that shit just doesn't happen. That's not what they're trained for. We have plenty of Marines that are firefighters, dude, in my battalion. And I asked each one of them, I go, what do you think about this? Or a couple captains too there was a handful of tactical task forces at Fords that day. And a couple of captains that are friends of mine are decorated Marines. And I go, hey, what do you think of this? They all said, this is a fucking terrible idea, dude. Yeah. Marines are trained to kill people in other countries to defend them. They're not trained for this, dude. They're not trained for it. And it just was completely unnecessary. Yeah. And they wound up like they weren't planned for them. They didn't have the logistics behind them to like feed them properly, to house them properly. They didn't know what to do with them when they got here. I believe they're still
I think there's still some deployed. Yeah.
Yeah. Deployed here. For what? There's literally nothing
has been happening. You can walk through downtown. It's fine.
There's no protests at all. There's nothing going on right now.
But it's just to say that they're here and say that it's still necessary.
And it's all, and that's what it is, dude. It's all smoke and mirrors. That's what the MAGA movement is, dude. It's smoke and mirrors. It's unkept promises. Even the promises that he keeps. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, right? Even that's not what it appears to be. Yeah. When you look at the fine print of those things, right? It's only, no tax on overtime. Because when you hear that from me, it's like, oh shit. All right. I disagree with this one, but this is going to be beneficial for me.
Right.
But then you look at the fine print of it and it's like, oh, well, if you're married, it's only up to this amount. Yeah. Anything over this amount, for every $1,000 you make over this, it's $1,000 less on the benefit.
You give up
It's
the
not a
standard
no tax on
deduction,
tips. It's a deduction when you do your
Mhm.
taxes. And it sunsets in 2028.
Mhm.
So it's only 3 years. And why? Well, because they're going to get voted out.
Yeah.
A year later.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to get voted out a year
Yeah.
later. And then that way they can say, oh, look, for all of you guys that make under $40,000 a year or whatever, that there's no tax on overtime benefits, who are mostly people that don't even get overtime, really much overtime at all, right?
Mhm.
Well, look, we had it when the Republicans were in office, and now the Democrats took it away. Well, no, you wrote that into your fucking bill.
Yeah.
That it would sunset after 3 years.
Mhm.
And that's the game of politics, man. That's what's so annoying and aggravating about all this
Yeah.
shit, Or people start talking shit about the tax code. It's like, this is Trump's tax code. He
Mhm.
fucking changed it. Biden didn't change it, didn't touch it again. All this shit, dude. It's all planned and calculated by MAGA people who, it's not Trump. Trump isn't coming up with these ideas.
No.
Trump isn't the one. He's being fed all this stuff.
Yeah. He wouldn't care. He just wants to win and not be in jail.
He just wants to, and that's just it too, man.
Yeah.
He
He was a Democrat before, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just,
Mostly, dude, it doesn't even fucking matter if he's
No.
a Democrat or he's a Republican. He's
Yeah.
just a shitty human being in general.
Mhm.
He's a shitty human being in general. And we gave that shitty human being like the ultimate power.
Yeah.
It's like all his pardons.
Mhm.
We just gave
But-
this guy, 34-time convicted felon, the ultimate pardon power. I mean,
Yeah.
talking about pardoning Diddy before he was even
Oh, yeah.
fucking
Pardon
convicted
Ghislaine
of anything.
Maxwell. No.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, of course, dude. Like, especially if she's talking. Why do you think she
Yeah.
came out and is talking about
I know.
testifying?
That's what she's asking for a pardon. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude.
'Cause
Exactly.
why wouldn't you, dude? Only dude ain't getting pardoned is Tiger King.
Yeah.
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 And he's begging for it, dude, or George Santos. All right, we're getting off the topic. Though. Now, we were talking about the riots, okay? So how this started is from major ICE raids that went down conveniently right after the Trump and Elon Musk breakup,
Yeah.
where Elon Musk said Trump is on the Epstein files. Next day, there's major ICE raids everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Look
so
over
like
here.
that, which is one of their things. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't look at the man behind
they
the curtain.
control, yeah, they control the news cycle. If something happens, and we're gonna bomb Iran the next day, or in ICE raids, right? So the way ICE raids were covered in other, like around the country, even on Fox News, there would be like small towns, 10,000 people, 5,000 people, 20,000 people. They take away like a kid from the high school volleyball team.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this kid's a good kid. You know what I mean? He didn't even know they didn't have papers and everything.
Yeah.
The whole town rallies and goes to the detention center and protests for him. And then they release him and he's, he gives a press conference. There was that other girl that she was making a legal left turn or something and they took her in and she was like a college student.
Yeah.
And she had no idea and everything, right? And it's like feel good stories, right? And that's how it's presented in all those towns. These are small towns around, the Midwest, South, the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
Then in LA, it's like that times 1,000. They're going everywhere. They're taking everybody's kid from the high school team,
Yeah.
daughter of, it's just going to college, grandma, grandpa.
Yeah.
All right. All over the place.
Waiting
instead of
at
people of
elementary
the whole
school
small town coming,
graduations.
it's all these family members and just, people who are activists and care anyways. But it's also like family members. Like if your dad gets taken away and just snatched up off the street and you don't know where he is and you find that he's outside of a facility, they won't tell you where he is. How are you going to react, dude?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like, it's good odds that you might be out there yelling, hey, fucking let him out.
Dude, my I don't know if I told you this, but I have a friend, Jose.
Yeah, Jose. Yeah, I know.
Who moved to Oklahoma 4 years ago or so. Grew up with this cat. He lived with me for a little while.
Yeah.
We're really, really, really good
He
friends.
was a wildland firefighter.
Was a wildland
Yeah.
firefighter for the Forestry Service. Bought some land in Oklahoma. He's married out there. And so he had heart surgery not too long ago. And so I called him just to chat about that, see how he's doing. And we're talking about a bunch of stuff. And then he goes, oh, dude, you're not gonna believe what happened. I'm like, what? And he goes, man, you remember like last week when all those protests were going on, ICE protests and stuff? He's like, I go, yeah. He goes, well, I live in kind of a small town. There was a protest going on downtown, like in our fucking town square, Main Street. And whatever, it was going on. You knew it was happening, but we're at home and my wife's cooking dinner and she forgot something for dinner. So I ran to the store just to get it. He's like, I just grabbed like cash off the dresser and my phone and took off. And he goes, as I was walking into the store, fucking SUV pulls up, ICE jumps out and they grab me. And now, mind you, this guy looks super Mexican.
Yeah,
he's probably the only Mexican dude in
that town. Probably, yeah.
But he he was born at St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica here, right?
Yeah.
We went to Venice High together, you know.
Yeah. Proud American citizen.
Proud American citizen. Him and his brother and his sister and all of them.
Yeah.
And so they grab him and he's like, whoa, what's going on? And they're like, shut up. They're not telling him shit. Shiesties over their faces, ice on their thing. He's like, whoa, I'm an American citizen. And they're like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
They throw him, they zip tie him, throw him in the back of the SUV.
Yeah, right, Jose.
He's
like, hey, well, okay,
how'd you know
got
my name?
There. Yeah.
How you know my name? They throw him in the back of this back seat of this SUV, and there's a lady in there zip tied also, a freaking Native American chick.
Dude.
All right. And she's like, what is going on? He's like, I don't know, man. And they're both like, we're fucking
really
citizens.
were just like, hey, I see one.
Pretty much, dude.
Yeah, dude.
So then they took his phone when they zip tied him, right? He's like, I'm an American citizen. They drove him 4 hours to an ICE detention facility in Texas from Oklahoma, dude.
Yeah.
So he winds up being in ICE custody for 44 hours, dude. 36 hours before they let him use his phone to call his wife. He didn't have his ID with him or nothing.
Yeah.
And they were fucking talking about they were going to send him back. They were going to drive him over the border to Mexico. So he's like, I'm like thinking like, fuck, man, who do I know in like near the border here that I could call, like family or friends?
Don't know nobody, dude.
That, could help me out once I'm in Mexico, you know? Then they finally give him his phone. He calls his wife and she shows up with an attorney and his passport and all that shit.
Can you imagine that, dude? Like having to think about who you're going to call.
But
dude?
that's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's so fucking terrifying about all this, dude, is that they're pulling up without a warrant. Like Kristi Noem said in that interview. No, that's just not true. That's fake news. We just like any other police force, we build a case. We know who we're going after when we go in there to get it. We have cases about
at
it's
all.
complete bullshit, dude.
Exactly.
They're right here by Fire Station 5 in my battalion. There's a fruit guy on the corner of Westchester Parkway and Sepulveda. They swooped up on the fruit guy. If you
they got the fruit guy at my mom's house,
dude. If you drive around LA right now, there's no fruit guys out.
Yeah,
there's no fruit guys out,
which was one of the greatest things of LA. One of our best strengths.
Taco stands. People were walking up to like taco trucks and food trucks and there's nobody there because they're just swooping in and grabbing people. Or the raids they just had in Oxnard where that one guy friggin' died. Right? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
You swoop up on a farm work. Now, if you're going after what's supposed to be the criminals, the rapists, all that shit, what the fuck are you doing? Raiding places of work?
That's the story with that place, though, is they said it was a weed farm that was using child slave labor, right?
Yeah, they say anything, dude.
Yeah, but that's the thing too, is like there were people under 18 working there, right? But it's legal to work on a farm in the summer if you're like over 12.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But see, in order to know that and to plan things properly, you need to look at the details of stuff, right? And that's what this administration does not do at all. They decide what they want to do and they just do it. And a court orders them not to do it. They say, fuck the court, right? I mean, there's leakers that say that that's the exact words that we need to at some point say, fuck the court and do what we want, right? That is not American, man.
Yeah.
That is fascist as fuck. That is straight out of the Nazi handbook, man.
Yeah.
And I hate saying shit like that because it's so out there. It's such a like far out thing to say. And it's I mean, you go back to the episodes that we've done on this podcast about the vaccine and about political things. I'm very, very tactful about how I talk about that side because I do have people that still fucking align themselves with that I can't personally say a bad thing about. Like that's a good guy. He's always been nice to me.
That's how that was described too back then. Like having to wear a mask or take the shot or whatever was like Nazi shit. Like these Nazis are forcing the jab on us and everything, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what they don't understand too is like Trump was the president during that, right?
Yeah.
So if Trump runs ICE now, like made this whole like giant police force to enforce things like that. Like who do you think is going to come to take your guns away when he decides it's time to take the guns? You know what I'm saying? Like who's going to come and force you to be inside or wear a mask or force you to take the jab or any of that shit? Oh, I don't know. The secret police? They don't have to do anything else?
That's another thing that's fucking funny about this whole thing, man. Is like that's what the Second Amendment people all
And now
say
it's
that the
okay,
Second
though.
Amendment
Yeah,
is for.
exactly, bro.
It's literally the Second Amendment is literally you're arguing for the Second Amendment.
It's meant to stand up to tyrannical government overreach.
Yeah.
Okay,
But come on, let's.
The protest that became the riots or whatever, it was basically just like a giant scale of the same protests that are feel good stories where they released the one person that got snatched in the small town. All right.
Yeah.
And then we found out afterwards too that the main raids that started everything, Dr. Phil was there, bro. It was live streamed on like the Dr. Phil live stream app or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, they were like stunts, basically. And that's why there was so much like, publicity in that camera crews and everything. 'Cause that's the other thing too. These raids, like they'll send like a fucking SEAL Team 6 looking crew that fucking blast drones into somebody's house. And it's just like a lady with like her kids there. And they'll have like a camera crew. Kristi Noem is outside.
Yeah.
And they're just on some like random block in Huntington Park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All this shit. And like, yeah, like what's the benefit? What do we get from it?
I mean, there's no benefit, dude. There's no benefit. Watch, dude.
Yeah.
Watch. All of your fucking all your grocery prices are about to go up. Put aside the tariffs and how it's completely fucking up the fucking global economy. How the forecast for inflation is fucking crazy right now. It's the reason the Fed hasn't dropped interest rates.
Yeah.
Right. It's about the forecast for the future. Like literally every economic policy that he's put in place is gloom and doom for our economy
Totally.
in the near future. And so now you're rating California provides produce for the fucking whole country, man. We produce the majority of the produce for the country.
Look it up. It's like 80% or something.
It's the Central Valley, and it's all Republican.
Mhm.
The Central Valley of California is all Republican.
Yep.
All right. So people can talk about libtard California, all that shit. The entire Central Valley is Republican.
Mm-hmm.
You raid those farms and take away the workers that pick that food is going to rot on the vine, dude.
Mm-hmm. It already has.
Less supply, your prices are going to go up. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. And it's just like I posted something about Trump earlier. He doesn't think even a block down the road.
No.
All he cares about is how he looks, whether or not it looks like a win for him in the now, right? That's it. He's a narcissist to the nth degree, man.
Yeah. And see, that's a problem with having a system set up that way, because everyone around him, their livelihood depends on him looking good. So they have to prop him up, and nobody can ever contradict anything. So there's no check on any of this shit, dude.
Yeah.
It just goes on. So it's like the whole system is just like we were saying, like suckers and goobers and people that want to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
That know, hey, here's this whole group of people where I can get money off them. And that's all they do, man. Like if you're a Republican, like look at your emails, look at like the text you get. Everything is just asking you for fucking more money for this, dude, and buy this. Like, you know what I mean? The president has all kinds of merch and shit, dude. Like it's just so weird, man.
And this is the other funny thing that trips me out about the whole movement is like the Make America Great Again. And you talk to people about like, well, when the fuck was America great? Before, well, look, the 50s and shit, just after after the Depression, when we got ourselves off. And that's when America was like the most socialist it's ever been.
And it was a Republican president. It was Eisenhower. That was the last good Republican president.
Yeah.
But it was like a 90% was the highest income tax rate. Corporate tax was like 70%.
Yeah.
And this fool built a bunch of hospitals. He built all the freeways, bridges.
It's what China is doing right now and has been doing for the past 2 decades or 3 decades, right?
And people just accept that like things are the way they are now, and that's just how it has to be or whatever. And they don't realize like they smoked a bunch of people in the 60s that were trying to change everything and like keep everything good, keep us out of Vietnam.
Or
you know what I mean?
Or the migrants. The fucking whole issue is migrants now. Well, when you start looking at like how we destabilized all those countries, through the 40s, 50s, and 60s,
that's what's weird too, because like we're both guys from LA, right?
Yeah.
For 2025, for like the biggest thing on the news and like a national security issue and an invasion, and we're being invaded by MS-13.
Yeah.
Like that's so weird, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like one of the many gangs in LA, dude. Until Trump needed like a boogeyman, I guess. Then MS-13 became this like national scourge where like we have to invoke the Alien Enemies Act and build internment camps and all this shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, these are just dudes, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they do gang shit, and like it's a bigger gang now across the country and everything.
Yeah.
But if you were like in LA, like in the 90s, MS was one of like 10 gangs that you knew was like a big gang, dude.
And the gang situation was way worse in the 90s than it is now.
And okay, MS is from LA. It's not like a Salvadoran gang. It's a LA gang from dudes that came from El Salvador when El Salvador was, you know, having their civil war and everything that the US, you know, funded and started, right?
Yeah.
So Bill Clinton, in one of his tough on crime deals, deported a lot of those dudes back to El Salvador. And that's where they made MS in El Salvador, which got all big and like destroyed El Salvador, which then led to
dude, when you follow
Bukele.
When you follow the trail back to where fucking anything started.
Yeah, dude.
It's super, and you start to look at the root cause of everything. It's like the Israel-Palestine conflict, you know? You can tit for tat that all the way back to the beginning, but look at what the root of that conflict was, right? Yeah. That's where I feel like I'm different than a lot of the guys that I argue with, is even shit that has to do with Democrats or left-leaning people. I'll always look at something, read it, and it sounds a little off. Let me look into this. And you look back at the story and take it all the way back to the root, and you go, oh shit.
Yes,
well, okay,
dude.
That makes sense.
That's also what why people I don't post political shit that much, because especially when something's hot and everyone's posting it, you wait a few days and then the real story comes out. Yeah. And then you see what it actually was. And I was like, all right.
But see, then that's the key to me, is like, we're in a time right now where you shouldn't be fucking silent about shit. I think if we look back on this period of time in 15 or 20 years, you're going to feel, if you were silent and didn't speak out against pick a fucking injustice that's happening right now, you're going to feel bad about not speaking up and saying something. Now,
I agree.
Now you don't have to be the first. We're in a culture now where being first is the most important thing. Being the first one to fucking post your opinion on this or that or whatever is important. And when Trump first started, that shit happened a lot. Like all the fire guys that I followed, you know, that I consider my friends, would post something, and I go, and I'd look into it, look at this story, follow this story. There's a link to this from here, from there. And you go, okay, well, that's what happened. That's not what this says. And then I would DM guys, hey man, just so you're aware, this is not this, you know, this is what the deal was. And everyone was always like, whoa, oh shit, I didn't know that. You know, so it's not about being first. But if you see something and you look into it and you see where, and you have an understanding of it, I feel like it's your responsibility, if you're an adult who sees the world the right way, to speak out about that.
I agree.
Because I think those people are kind of, in the climate of everything that's going on, are more maybe scared's not the word, but scared to actually express those. And for me too, like, you know, I'm an actor too. I haven't worked since 2020, really. I'm a couple small parts, but, you know, to speak out about Israel, Palestine, you know, and risk being labeled, you know, anti-Semitic or something like that, even though nothing I ever say is critical to Jewish people, or I've never used the term Jew, or it's all Israeli government. Yeah. But there's that risk. I mean, that's out there. Or, you know, to be labeled like a fucking pariah in the fire department, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. Yeah. It's like,
so that's the thing. I'm not against speaking out. And I think it's better too when people actually just say their own words or type their own words of like what their thoughts are on it and how they feel about it. I think how we were talking before about algorithms and the ecosystem you get with like your online diet and everything. And the more you share, the more that's what they're going to feed you and give you. Yeah. So if you share things too quickly, then you're going to get more bullshit for you to share. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's all you're going to see. And it's going to kind of screw up your objectivity of your feed. Or whatever. You know what I mean? And then you're kind of playing into the same thing as somebody on the other side that's just sharing a bunch of bullshit, posting a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean?
I do want to say that I have had a couple of people that and mind you, dude, I don't really comment on people's shit. I follow plenty of people that post like, you know, Trump positive stuff. And I don't, if I really disagree with everything you're posting, I'll just stop following you and stay friends with you, as opposed to like arguing with you back and forth. I don't like that shit. But occasionally there's a handful of people that when I post something, they'll try to argue with me, and then at that point it's open season, and I'll fucking engage with you, right?
Yeah.
And when you post something, I'll and we'll have that kind of back and forth. I have had a handful of people that I do that with go, damn man, damn. He is fucking up. Like I actually feel stupid for voting for him now. And to me, that is super respectable. I can forgive you voting for him. I can put all that shit aside if you take a deep look at yourself and go, damn, this is fucked up.
You're being a man.
Yeah, just and yeah, that's part of being an adult. It's part of being a mature human being and being a man.
There's other people where you'll have that conversation, walk down the road with them, and you get to where they just want to be pacified, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just want to feel good about their guy and their choice, and you're not going to say anything that's going to make them change their mind.
And okay.
Yeah. So I'll just stop talking to you about it.
Stop talking to you about it, dude. I'll
What's
stop talking to you about it. Or if I've lost the respect for you, or if I've lost the respect for you, then I'll just stop talking to you. That's fine. Like there are bazillion people in the world that I don't know, don't talk to, and have their own beliefs that I don't need to. It doesn't affect my life at all.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what cracks me up when guys like try to fucking engage with me like that or try to talk shit. First of all, it's like you're only making yourself look lame for defending this, but something that's super fucking obvious. But also, like, I don't even know you, man. I don't know you. Like you're commenting on me and trying to like fuck with my peace. Like I care. I don't really care. Like when people try to argue with me, I might engage a little bit just to poke with a joke or something like that, or try to make them feel like dude, your argument is just fucking stupid to me. But it doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't, you know what I mean? I don't, it's comical to me.
Yeah.
Mostly I feel sorry for people that argue with me about it, because I could sit, that's the thing too, man, is like a lot of times to break people with these thought processes that they have, you have to really sit down and like break down a subject. Yeah. All right, dude, let's,
and you don't even have to go that far with this stuff. Usually it's usually like 2-3 rounds of questioning and the thing collapses.
But even like do you remember when Bud Light had the trans chick do a commercial for him? It was a internet commercial, one commercial, right? That caused all this fucking boycott. Bud
It was like
Light.
a post, dude. It was
a post.
It was like IG post.
Fucking Kid Rock is shooting an AK at Bud Lights and fucking Bud Light, all this shit, right? So we're having this discussion at the kitchen table, and the guys are all, yeah, man, it's bullshit. What the fuck? All this stuff. And so I'm sitting down, I'm just kind of listening, and I know the guy is out of house engineer that came here, but I used to work with him down south, and I know he's a good guy. I know he's like open-minded to certain things, and I go, okay, dude. Let me offer a different perspective, because everybody was like, yeah, fuck yeah, you're right.
The engineer is trans.
I go, let me offer a different perspective, right? Like, do we agree that like gay people exist? Yeah. Do we agree trans people exist and have for thousands of years, right? Like Native Americans have a name for them, right? They're two souls or whatever. The Roman Empire, everybody was butt fucking in the Roman Empire, right? So do we agree that, trans people exist and have for thousands of years? Yes. Okay. They can't have one commercial, dude, one post that just says, hey, it's cool. I drink this, they can't have one, dude, without you creating an entire movement to boycott. It's the same beer.
Yeah.
It's not like they've never had a Pride post or supported Pride Month or like every other beer company doesn't do the same thing.
Yeah. So that goes back to like the bubbles and algorithms thing. It's like every fucking big company of anything that you consume has a gay commercial and a gay can and a gay everything.
Not only that, but if you're boycotting Bud Light for this, right? And so I'm not going to drink Bud Light. I'm going to fucking drink this.
That's also Anheuser-Busch.
It's all owned by Anheuser-Busch, man.
Yeah.
It's all owned by
you switch to Coors.
By this German company.
Has gay cans.
It's just like, it's so silly. It's so allowing yourself to be emotionally affected by things that literally don't affect you at all, or trans athletes. There's like 7 collegiate trans athletes.
Oh god,
we can't figure something out. There's all these like arguments about it, and it's
we're
like
gonna collapse society for 7 people.
Well, like there's if you really sat down and like a trans athlete, man, it's not like, I guarantee you that a dude is not like, you know what? Fuck, man, I keep losing at swimming. You know what I'm going to do? I'm
Yeah.
going to become a chick.
Yeah, like
so that I
Joanna
can
Man.
win-
Yeah.
so that
I
I
know.
can win a championship, a national. That is like so far from what happens with trans people or their decisions that they make on their lives, right?
And even if it's that crazy, like make a trans league then, dude. Like
So-
who
so
cares?
That
dude?
was I was getting into it with somebody.
Yeah.
I go, you know what they should do is create a trans category.
Yes.
And just like, hey, you
trans Olympics. They
Yeah,
have all the other
well,
Olympics.
just
Who
we're talking about
cares, man?
collegiate athletes, right?
Yeah.
If you can have them race with the women, and your time is what it is when you race, but you don't compete against these women. You're competing against the other trans athletes around the country, and that's and so your time
Yeah.
is compared to his time
You
that
can
he
be the
or,
best
or her
trans.
time that she gets
Yeah.
a week later in the same event or something like that, you know. And they're talking about sports, you know, sports teams, and I'm like,
Yeah.
are there
and
any
it could
dudes-
happen. Caitlyn Jenner was a decorated decathlon gold
Yeah.
medalist. You know?
I don't know, man. The whole everything is so much deeper than face value, I guess is my point.
Oh God,
and
yeah. I
and
know.
in order to take any subject and actually have a fully developed opinion on it, you have to look deeper than face value.
Mhm.
You have to look at, you know, from the fruit to the root. You got to figure out
Yeah.
everything about this and then form your opinion.
I know, but you also have to stand for something and have like a moral compass for that. And that's the thing is like the way things are now, everybody's kind of just like mush. And you either are or you aren't. You know what I mean? The people that are mush get just whipped into everything. Like this is what you're afraid of now. This is what you should care about.
That's the most
This is what-
frustrating thing
You
about
know what I mean? It kind of sucks.
That's the most frustrating thing about it is like, I could respect you. I would respect you more if you said, no, man, I have thought about it. And we have a discussion about it. It's like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
this dude did think about it. And he still feels
Mhm.
this way about whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I would respect you more than you just going, oh, no, fuck that. And you're like, well, what about this? What about, nah, I don't even want to, I'm not thinking about that.
Yeah,
just
I'm not
fuck
listening to that.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Or that's
come on,
fake.
man.
Yeah.
Come on. Are we
Mhm.
8 years old, 12 years old?
Exactly.
I had a guy when we were talking about like all this shit the other day, and we got to wrap it up pretty soon.
Yeah.
But one of the guys at my station that I fucking totally respect, at some we're talking about healthcare and illegal immigration, all this stuff,
Mhm.
right, at the kitchen table. And he goes, look, man, at some point, I just don't want to be paying for someone else's, for some piece of shit that comes and barely fucking works. I don't want to be paying for his healthcare. And I go, okay, boom. I'm glad you said that, dude, because that's a natural human instinct.
Mhm.
This is mine, right?
Mhm.
I'm not. You have to teach your kids to share, right?
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
to teach your kids to
Right.
to be aware of other people's feelings and all that shit, right? So it's a natural human instinct to hoard what's yours, what
Yeah.
you feel is yours. But when you take a step back and you look at universal healthcare and you learn that like first of all, like every developed nation in the world has universal healthcare. And every single study that's ever been done on it, Republican or Democrat, shows that per capita, us as people, as the average everyday person, would actually save money per year on our healthcare costs if we had a universal healthcare system
Absolutely.
that covered everyone.
Yeah.
It's not even a question.
Yeah.
And it's
But-
significant. The savings is significant, So I like that argument. I don't want to pay for someone else's shit. I
Mhm.
get that. But you would actually save more money if you help pay for other people's shit.
Yeah, but to oppose it, they lock in on making this character that's the 35-year-old guy that's playing
sitting at
video
home
games.
playing video games in the
And he's
basement.
waiting for his Medicaid
Yeah.
check and he's living off his Medicaid check. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get a fucking Medicaid check, dude. Like, there's no money that you collect for like your free handout of your free healthcare. All it means is like at the last resort,
Yeah,
you can
when
go
you need
to
it.
a crappy clinic, like the lowest quality place
Yeah.
that accepts your terrible insurance.
Yeah.
And you won't be charged that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you're not
you won't
pocketing
get turned
Medicaid
away
money.
and you won't, get the entire bill.
Yeah.
That's it, dude.
Yeah.
It's not like any benefit to you. It's just the benefit is you get to wait for 12 hours.
And just the general idea that rising tide lifts all boats, dude.
Yeah.
The more you support the lowest rungs of society, the less they're going to need to rely on crime. The more homeless people you help get
Mhm.
off the street, the
Yeah.
less are going to be on the
Yeah.
street.
And then they're like, well,
when
then
you're walking
more
to a liquor
people are going to
store.
want to come here and everything's like, yeah, dude, you live in America. Like, that's what America is.
Yeah.
People came here and built things and stayed and had families. And we
Yeah.
have a country.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's,
it's the dumbest shit, dude.
it's just, you know, it feels like we're in a nosedive right now.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I hope that somehow we can find a way to pull out of this. It scares me that we have a year and a half till midterms, which is really like the only way that I feel like there can be, because the people that are supposed to be checks and balances are all, you know, company people who are going to do whatever it takes. And that's evident with the Epstein shit right now too. Right. But
we're already here though, at this point of like nothing to see here.
Yeah.
It's 6 months in. So you even think we're going to make it another year before, you know what I mean? Like what is left to unfold in the next 6 months? You know what I'm saying? We're at
you look at, you look at the value of the dollar, all that shit. It's like crazy. Everything is scary, dude. And if you're watching,
but even the biggest thing though is the Epstein thing, dude, because that was what the whole fucking philosophy of them was about. Like the whole reason he got voted into office was getting the votes of conspiracy theorists. And this is a conspiracy. This is it. Like this, there's all these posters of Trump, you know, as Rambo and shit. Like he's a savior. He's going to fight off the elite, save the children and shit. That's what fucking January 6th was. Those people who stormed up are the people that believe that he is exposing the pedophiles and saving the children. And now he is protecting them.
I would urge, you know what I mean? Any of you that are listening, that are still listening now, who lean more right, to actively seek out other news outlets to get your news from, and absorb that information with an open mind. Don't, because I've seen it, man. The second you walk in, a guy walks into the kitchen and CNN's on, it's like, oh, what are you watching this bullshit for? It's like, that's how I feel every time I walk in the front office of the kitchen and Fox or OAN or Newsmax is on, right? But I feel that way because I've sat and watched it and I know the story and I've read 2 or 3 articles about it, and what they're reporting isn't factual, or it might have facts in it, but it's a spin on it. You got to keep in mind, you got to remember that Fox News had to pay something like $87 million for lying to their viewers.
787 million.
Right. Yeah. Right. So, you know, you don't pay that.
Yeah.
You don't get that fine if you're not fucking actively trying to deceive your viewers, you know? Keep that in mind. Expand your view, expand where you get your information from. And there
just don't be a sucker, dude. That's it, man. Like if you're a man in every other aspect of your life, but in this one aspect, you're like, oh yeah, this makes sense. I love this guy. This is what I'll make my identity about this guy and defend all this dumb shit that I was completely against a few years ago. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Just stand up on your own 2 feet, dude.
Yeah. I think that's a good one to
I hope that wasn't too harsh too.
Yeah.
We love our listeners.
We love all you guys.
Yeah, just, each and every one of you are very special to us.
Expand your horizons a little bit and help us get out of this. Yeah. All right. Well,
say where they follow you so they can send you hateful DMs.
Yeah. You guys can follow me. Oh, they already sent them. They know already.
Yeah. I've seen the new people.
You guys can follow me at DannyGonzo34 on Instagram.
Follow me at Ben9Humor, Ben9 Humor, like benign tumor on Instagram and Twitter. Follow our podcast at PRC Pod on Instagram and Twitter at PRC Podcast on TikTok we're PRC Podcast on YouTube. Also, right? Yeah. And you can also email us, contact prcpod@gmail.com. Do you even check that email?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, Danny's checking it. He's responding.
Yeah. Ding's
He's responding.
On my phone.
You can buy PRC t-shirts like Danny's wearing now. We still have PRC stickers.
Yep.
PRC shop, you guys.
If you guys are interested too, Dogtown, we did a collaboration, Fire Station 63 with Dogtown.
Oh, yeah. That's
so they're going to be selling those shirts again on the Dogtown website, I believe. And we have some at the fire station, patches and stickers too, if you're interested.
Looking awesome.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.